performing on stage because the next gentleman is coming a long way to be here every week for the last 6 weeks. So will you please put your hands together, start the whooping and hollering, shout for more, ladies and gentlemen. Paul, ladies and gentlemen, Paul!
Hello, Dublin!
Hello!
I brought a few notes with me here. I hope you'll just excuse me. It reminds me of things like I'm married, I have 4 kids, I'm age 49. I was told as part of our workshop to ask people, what do I look like? And I decided, it's a big mistake. I decided to ask my kids, and they came up with weirdo and homeless. And I was thinking about it then over the weekend, and I thought, yeah, I suppose I do look like a model for the Irish Famine Museum. I'm one of the fat people. Back in 1847. So anyway, I've been working for the last 15 years in a charity shop on Francis Street, and some of my former volunteers are here, Hugh and Flora, and John, who gave me lots of advice over the years. And yes, recently I retired. Or, as my son has reminded me, the correct pronunciation is fired. Yes, it's true, I was fired. That was my recent response from my appeal in a big registered envelope. Yes, very good. Augurs well. But back to my name is Paul Houlihan, and I'm very proud of my family name. We've contributed 2 words to the Oxford English Dictionary: hooligan and hooliganism. Described as disruptive or unlawful behaviour. The kind of behaviour that at a football match will get you 6 months in jail, or in Silicon Valley will make you a billionaire. I grew up in Rathfarnham. Does everybody know Rathfarnham? It's about 4 miles from here, similar to Dundrum. Can't afford to live there anymore. Bit posh now. But I grew up in kind of more innocent times. Times when Tinder was something you used to light the fire. See, some of the young people don't even know that. Getting laid was something that happened to an egg. And getting high was something that we did on a swing. And our mother was the pusher. I went to school in Rathfarnham, and I had various nicknames. I was called Hula Hoops because of my name. I was called Bugs Bunny because my teeth stuck out for the long part of my life. And then I was called Ferret because I was really skinny, as you can see. And also, my teeth stuck out quite a lot. So I was delighted when my parents decided to get me braces. Has anybody here ever had braces? Yeah. You guys are, look at all his teeth. That's not natural, is it? Did you get braces? Yeah? Any more people got braces? Put up your hand if you've had braces. And keep it up if you still have them. Hey! So I got the braces, and suddenly I realised I had another problem. Well, the problem was I couldn't really talk like, you see? And not only was I skinny, my teeth sticking out, but I couldn't talk either. And this really didn't help my prospects with the girls. Especially girls like Surika, Sinead, and Circe. But there was one benefit, and that benefit was my Spanish pronunciation really improved. You know the way the Spanish talk with a bit of a lisp. So these special Spanish skills really came into their own later on in life when I'd gotten rid of the brace. Oh, it's better. And I met my wife, Carmele, who was a Spanish girl, who basically had no English. She was working in Eddie Rockets, in the Eddie Rockets diner, and her English was so bad that when somebody asked her one night for an ashtray, she said, "I sorry, we don't have that burger." Somebody's experienced that before. Then when something was easy, one day she says, "It is a piece of bread." And when I asked her to marry me, she only said yes because she thought it was a joke. Then we moved to Port Arlington. That's the international dimension that Kieran was referring to. So we moved into Port Arlington. Does anybody know where Port Arlington is?
No.
Don't all shout at once, please. It's in the middle of Ireland, in the middle of the bog. It's actually, and do you know what a bog is? Okay, I'll explain. A bog is like a lake that's filled up with dead plants and turned brown. Port Arlington is on top of the biggest bog in Ireland, the Bog of Allen, in the middle of the country. Okay? It's the only town in Ireland that has no fixed abode, because it floats and moves around. It's a town with 500 jobs, but 8,500 people. So why, I hear you ask, did I move to Port Arlington? Well, it was my love of commuting. My love of waiting for hours on broken down trains. Or as last week happened, a woman had a baby on the train last Tuesday. Unbelievable. An 80-minute delay. Yeah, the Coombe Hospital and the maternity hospitals are thinking outsourcing service to Irish Rail. Other reasons for moving to Port Arlington was my love of a 9:30 curfew whenever I went out in Dublin. That's really interesting. But anyway, as I said, I recently got fired. And it's not funny. And here's the letter. And hold on, I have to coordinate all this. Hold on. So basically, the letter says, "You're fired." And in my next job, I'm going to be even more disruptive. That's because I'm going to Silicon Valley to be a billionaire!
Yay!
I've been Paul Houlihan, and you've all been a great audience. Thank you!